Welcome everybody back to Kingfish Racing! In today's video, I'm going to give you my pros and cons of the Thrustmaster TLMCs and the Fanatec V3 pedal set. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, my lap times were not any faster with either one of these pedal sets. And I think really what it's going to come down to is the way you like your pedals to feel. So first, let's talk about the pros and cons of the TLMC pedals. Get these out of the way. Alright, so first the design. And one con that I have here is the plastic materials here. At a $200 price point, I guess that's really not the biggest con in the world. However, my biggest con when racing with these Thrustmaster pedal set is the angle that these are. They're a little too upright for me. And my foot or ankle starts to actually feel a little sore. Not really sore, but more cramping when I'm using this brake pedal because of the upright position. And there's a way to fix it. They do give you like these little plastic pucks that can make it, you can angle it a little bit more, and I tried it. It didn't work out for me. Some people complained, so this could be a con for you, not really a con for me because I didn't feel it when I was racing, that these sway side to side. Now, I didn't feel that when I was racing, so I just wanted to point it out. Another con here for me is you really can't change. There's a spring inside here. It'd be wonderful if you could change the spring rate on the throttle. The throttle throw to me was just a little too soft. My big pro is I like a lot of travel in my brake. Feel my brake moving up and down. And one thing that Thrustmaster does that's amazing, and I love it over the V3s for this reason, is because this right here is your springs, your load cells down here, right? These springs are extremely easy to replace and to take out to make them harder or softer as you please. And I really applaud Thrustmaster for that. The thing that I really like on the bottom here, and I love the holes that they have here for mounting. Mounting this pedal set is super easy because you don't have to get a bolt on top of the screw and screw it in. The V3s. Now, these look, in my opinion, they are beautiful looking pedal set. I love the metal construction here, so that's a pro for me. My biggest con is changing out the back of this to make the bushings here harder, to make your pedal throw less. And the reason why it's a con is they put a wire that controls the motor on the bottom of this compartment that you have to take out. And if you squeeze that wire, this motor, which honestly, listen, I don't really use the motors when I race. I don't really feel them. They're very minimal if you do feel them, but you do break it. And it's easy to break, and it's terrible. It's like a terrible placement for that wire. They couldn't figure out another way to run that wire to get this motor up there or move the motor down. I don't know. The other thing is, some pros is you can change these bushings out inside to make this pedal like a less of a throw. I have it set where I can really feel the throw, see how much further down mine goes. A lot of people just, like I said, they don't want such a throw. The other thing is you could change the spring here for the throttle. Really like the spring for the throttle that you could change it because it does give it a little more weight. Unlike the Thrustmasters. I feel like I'm giving this more pros than I gave the Thrustmasters. Don't get me wrong, I really recommend those Thrustmasters because I really don't see too much of a difference while I was racing, to be honest with you, other than I was a little uncomfortable. The big con that I didn't like is that my load cell failed. I've only had these since October. It's now February. My load cell failed on me and I had to replace it. I reached out to Fanatec and it took them quite a while to get me that pedal, to get me the new load cell, and I wasn't happy about that. And that's why I bought the TLMCs. You need to bolt this on, you need a screw and a bolt. It's kind of hard because they don't give you a lot of room there to get that bolt in. A little over $300. This is a really nice pedal set. So, in review, which pedal set would I really pick up? Well, because this was a little more comfortable on my feet, I really do like the V3s. However, because they did fail on me, I also recommend the TLMCs. Really, honestly, what it comes down to is your personal preference on which pedal set you're going to feel more comfortable with, because the feel of them is not too drastic, and they're not that much different, in my opinion, from what I've tested, because I've driven with both these pedal sets. I do like the pedal throw here better than the pedal throw here, because this one's a little stiffer than this one. However, I like the brake better, the mechanism, in order to change the springs out to make this a little harder if you want, whereas mine failed on me on the V3, so that was a big drawback. And they're not an American company, so it takes a really long time to get back to them. This clutch kind of has like a spring kind of action here, where like kind of you could feel it go in. This one's just like a throttle, so I don't really use the clutch that often, but this feels more like a real clutch than this one does. And plastic material versus metal material, and I think this was $359 and this was $200. Listen, I'm going to leave it up to you on which one you're going to decide. I'm going to keep both of these because I do like both of them. And if I ever set up a second rig, one of these would make a good second option. Thank you so much for joining me today on reviewing or comparing both of these pedal sets. I hope I was able to help you decide. Maybe I didn't help you decide because I'm having a hard time deciding which ones are better. Listen, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.